Okay, here's a fun little card mystery with a packet of cards, not a deck of cards. We're just going to take some cards here, and we'll put these aside and just work with these. And what's a mystery about them is we're not even going to look at these cards till the very end, and I think you'll be surprised. First, we want to do a lot of shuffling. What I'm doing right now is called an overhand shuffle. Gets the cards pretty mixed up, but there's other ways to shuffle. We could do one of these. Kind of hard to do with a little packet, but you can do that. And what's the fairest shuffle of them all? The casino wash. Why? Because it is a mess. And so we can shuffle these, this packet of cards to our heart's content, get them all mixed up. There's a lot of different ways to shuffle cards, obviously, and that's what we want to do here. In fact, there's another shuffle you can do. It's called the random packet shuffle. What's that mean? Well, we take random cards. Like we'll take maybe 3 cards, maybe 2 cards, maybe 3 cards, 2 cards, 2 cards here, 2 cards here, something like that. And then what we want to do is we want to reassemble these in sort of a random order. So we might take these 3 and put them on top of this packet, right? Maybe these 2, maybe just 1 from here, maybe these 2, maybe this one goes here and this one goes here, then here. Maybe we shift these around and put them here. Just random reassembling of the packet. That's our random packet shuffle. Now, one thing we haven't done is we haven't counted how many cards we have, though. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16 cards. Okay. So our final shuffling, we still haven't looked at anything. You haven't selected a card yet. It gets better. We're going to eliminate some cards, and we'll do that this way. We're going to make 2 piles, and remember, we have shuffled these to death. So all we're doing now is eliminating half the packet. We'll put those right over here, and now we're down to 8. Let's do it again. So we'll put cards down on the table and eliminate half, and now we are down to, what do we have? 4 cards. One more time, and then it's time for you to make a decision. So we're going to go like this, and like this. We're down to 2 packets. No one's looked at any cards yet. No one's chosen any cards yet. But we're going to look at this mystery right now. Of these 2 packets, I want you to select one by placing it in my hand, is what you tell your spectator. And if I had a spectator here, they would do that. Either packet, it doesn't matter which one. Let's say they put this one in my hand. Say, this is your choice. So that's our final elimination. We've got down from the 16 shuffled cards, we got down to these 2, the 2 that you selected. I'm going to take a look at them. Oh my goodness. You know, if you were playing poker, you would have what they call pocket aces. That's a pretty good advantage in poker, especially if the other players didn't have any cards at all, because these are all blank. You happen to get the pocket aces. Well done. Okay, I call that trick Sweet 16 because we'll use 16 cards. I knew that because it's by design. I'm going to show you how this works. This is a really cool trick. First of all, you can do this with blank cards. I mean, if you have blank face cards, it's a great way to do it. It's really shocking. I've also done it with jokers, and I tried this out. I have a stack of jokers. I tried this out on my wife, and she thought the blank cards looked better. But you could also surprise them with, you know, 2 cards that match. It doesn't have to be aces, whatever you want. I like pocket aces. And then you say, well, the rest of the packet was all jokers. That looks pretty cool too. If you have jokers, you can do it that way. But anyway, either way, or in fact, you don't even have to do that. You can have all black cards, like all spades, and have these be 2 red cards, whatever you want to do. The point is, you need 14 cards that are all the same. In my case, 14 blank cards. Nothing special about them except that they're blank, and there's 14 of them. And then you want 2 cards that are going to be what we'll just call force cards. You're going to actually force these in a way. Now, this is an old trick. I didn't make this up, but one of the things I added to it was I like to keep track of these cards the whole time as much as I can, and so I have done that by marking them. Not a complicated mark. They aren't from a marked deck. I just did my little scratch mark. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this camera, so I might put a screen up in post-production, but I have a little scratch mark in the corner. If I turn it around, you can see it here too. And that just tells me that little white dot. I just take a little X-Acto knife and scratch out the corner. And no one ever notices it. I did it with this one too, obviously. So you can see. And yet, to me, when I'm looking at the packet, they're really easy to see no matter how mixed up these cards get, I can keep track of those cards just by looking at that corner. No one ever sees them. So we start off with 16 cards with those in there. Now I like to also, you notice I took them off of a deck, right? I went like this and I said, let's do a card trick with a portion of the deck or a packet of the deck. Just psychologically, that puts in their mind that we're using cards and they're expecting to see clubs, hearts, spades, diamond, kings, queens, aces, twos, and threes. They're expecting to see cards. So when we get to the final blow of, blank cards, it's even more shocking. So anyway, so I just act like I'm taking off a packet. What I'm really doing is I'm taking off, because I've got that marked one right there, I'm taking off 16. I don't tell them I'm taking 16, just make it look like I took a random packet. Because later we're going to count them and say, let's see, how many are here? We need to do that. That'll help us too. Now, the next thing you do is you just shuffle them up. Doesn't matter where the force cards are at this point. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. You're explaining shuffling, and the reason why you want to shuffle several different ways is so that you can do the random packet thing. Because when you do the random packet shuffle, that's actually where you're setting up the trick. And if you just started there, it would look funny. You want to make it look like that's just another shuffle along the way. I'm shuffling the cards this way, this way, this way. Well, the random packet, if you just started off making random packets, that's a little suspicious. So I want to make it sound like I'm shuffling cards. And I do a casino wash, overhand, all that stuff. And then I say, let's see, there's another kind of a shuffle. Oh yeah, probably never heard of the random packet shuffle. Now, this is where I begin to set myself up, because what I need to do is I need to end up with these cards in a very special order. I need one of my aces right there. I need 7 blank cards in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I need the second ace right here. And then I'm going to need those blank cards. So I need an ace or a force card in the bottom, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th position, and then the rest of them. In other words, and this is really what you want to remember, I want to get 7 cards in between these 2 force cards in the process of my random packet shuffling. And it's easy to do because we're breaking them up into packets. So what I'm doing when I'm putting these down, I'm looking at what I have to work with. So I might go like this. Oh, let's put down 3 cards. Now I know those are all blanks because I can see I'm looking for my marks. And when I go like this, let's put down 2, maybe we'll put down 3 more, maybe we'll put down 2 here, maybe we'll put down 2 here. Now I can see I've got 2 cards here, but I can see where my aces are. They're here and here. So now I need to keep track of what I put on top. So as I'm explaining reassembling this packet in a random way, I'm actually keeping track of where I'm putting cards. So let's say I'm going to start with this one here. I've got my ace here and a card on top. I need 6 more blanks on top of this before the next ace goes on top, which is over here. Okay. So as I'm putting them down, what I like to do is make sure my aces end up at the bottom of one of these packets, either alone or with another card on top of it. It's real easy to do as you're going along since I can see where they are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reassemble this. Well, in my mind, I see I've got one here. So now I'm going to go, let's just pick up this one. Now I'm at 4, 5, 6. Let's take this one. That makes it 7. And now if I pick this one up, boom, I just put my other ace right there with 7 cards in between the aces. Okay, so then they can even say, you can help too. Once you've done that, or if you want to finish it, you can just say we can pick up any cards we want. Doesn't matter where these go. Just in one steady flow. You wouldn't want to stop like I just did for the tutorial. Just one steady flow of reassembling the packets. You just want to keep track of keeping the 7 in between. And then this is a little bonus. I like to spread them and say, by the way, let's figure out how many cards we're working with. Now, I know it's 16, but by saying that, it gives me a reason to double check myself. Because when I count them, I'm actually going to make sure I did it right. So I'm going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know that I've done it right because 1 and 9 are my aces. That puts 7 in between. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what happens if I missed one, right? I'm just acting like I'm counting. Oh, we have 16. Okay. Like to say I needed a card over here. Maybe there was only 6 instead of 7. That's never happened, but it could, right? You can say, we could even take a card from here and put it over here if we're not sure, and we can mix them that way too. But I think we've done enough mixing. Or say I had too many cards in here and say, hey, we can take a card from this half and put it in this half, and that's another way of shuffling. either way, by spreading them out to count them, you can double check yourself. Now, I've never had to readjust because it's really easy to make sure you have 7 cards in between the 2 force cards. And then once you do, you're ready to go, actually. It's automatic. Because of the distance that they are, when you do the alternating thing, the aces will end up in the same package. Just make sure you don't miss, right? So you go like this. So I just saw the ace. And I'm seeing the other one right there, okay? So this is the packet with the aces I just saw, because I'm looking at the corner, without making a big fuss about it or anybody making choice. So let's just eliminate half. You just want to get rid of the non-ace half. That's all there is to it. And just do it again. We'll go like this. And of course I can see where my aces are, and they're going to land in the same side, which are over here. Let's eliminate this side this time, right? And now we're down to the last 4. I'm going to do it one more time again, because the aces are in this order. Blank, ace, blank, ace. When I do this, they're going to end up in the same pile, right? And I just did a magician's force, very simple one. I like to put it in my hand style. Rather than say point to one, choose one, I like to make a big deal about it and say put it in my hand, like this is a special thing. And if they choose the aces, that's great. Say, okay, these are the cards you chose, we'll eliminate these. And of course, if they don't, it makes sense. You've been eliminating cards. So say, if they choose this, put this one in my hand. Okay, you made the final choice for elimination. That was up to you. So now that we've eliminated the final cards, this is what we're left with, okay? And then again, you show them the pocket aces. Talk about, wow, that would be really great if you're playing poker, especially if nobody else had any cards at all, or if these were all jokers, however you want to do that. Okay. So it's a really easy trick. It's a really easy trick if you mark them. And that's this trick is also done. I've seen this done without marking the cards, but you have to keep track of where the aces are somehow. You can't really shuffle them. You put them in position and then you do the trick. I like the whole idea of shuffling them all that time and no one looking at any cards. It's much more shocking because nobody's looked at anything for so long. So it's just real simple to put a little mark on that card. So the hardest part is when you get to the random packets. You just want to kind of do a little bit of math in your head. You don't have to do hard math. Remember, you just want 7 cards in between the 2 aces. So let me mix them up here and let's see what happens. It's going to be different every time. You got a little different configuration because they really are shuffled. So I'm going like this, and I say, let's take about 3 cards, and I'm looking to see if there were any aces in there because I like the aces to end up on the bottom of a packet. So here I'm going like this. Let's take 3 cards here. Now I can see that this is an ace. So now I'm going to go, hey, let's put, and so is the next one. So that's going to make it weird. So I'm going to go like this. We can also put down 1 card if we want to. We can put 1 here. We can put 2 here. We can put 2 there. See, I just made sure that I kept track of where my aces are. I could even put 1 on top of that one at this point because I know my aces are here and go like this. So it's going to be different how you configure it. Now as long as, in my opinion, if you keep the aces on the bottom like this, it's much easier to reassemble. So if I was to build off of this one, I know I've got 1 there. I need to add 6 more cards. So in my mind, I'm just going like this. I wouldn't say this out loud, but just for the sake of clarity right now, I'm going to go like this. Since I have an ace here and a card here and my other ace here, I'm going to go like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? There's my 7. And then there's that. And then I can say, you know, we can put them however we want. And of course I would be talking during that time, but it's not really hard to count to 7 while you're asking them to help or watch or whatever. And then again, you do the double check, right? Let's see how many cards we have. I'm going 1, there's my ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 8, and 9, that's my ace. So don't be confused by the 1 and the 9 because I keep talking about 7. 1 is the position of the first ace. 9 is the position of the second ace. When I'm counting, that's why I double check. That puts 7 cards in between, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the rest are blank. And you're good to go. Just do the alternating and it will work. It's very surprising, very shocking when you show those blank cards or all jokers or all spades or whatever you want to do. It's a fun packet trick. Sweet 16. I hope you enjoy that one.